Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future you or somebody around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Collective, there is someone who thought you would not persevere through a situation. There is someone who could possibly have collaborated with others, hoping and wishing that you would have some kind of stagnation in your life or on your journey, male or female. But it looks like you've managed to jump every hurdle. You've managed to take those leaps and bounds of faith. You stayed encouraged despite the process. And I'm also picking up that some of you were aware of who this was and what was done, but you chose not to focus on that. You chose to stay focused on thyself, and you put all your energy into overcoming and persevering. All right. And so there's a lot of chat about how you are managing to survive and thrive on something about this long. So maybe you've endured something for a long time. This could also be people whom you consider to be friends of yours, BFFs, best friends, okay? Maybe someone in this group, one or two or possibly three people, have collaborated against you, okay? Or this could be one person. This could also be family as well, okay? I'll put it where it resonates. So they're very shocked at where you are right now in your life. You're doing well for yourself, okay? You are independent. You're able to take care of yourself. You're not complaining, okay? All right. And when I say doing well, this just basically means you're independent. You're able to take care of yourself. You're pretty much focused on yourself. You're minding your business, okay? hmm And so people are wondering, instead of them being happy for you, they're saying, I wonder how was it that the collective was able to overcome, after all we've tried to put, in their way. We wanted them to feel rejected. We wanted them to quit, but they chose to do the reciprocal of quitting. You chose to turn it up a notch, Spirit is saying. You turned it up and used that energy. Look how high this person is jumping. Woo! Because this hurdle is higher than that one. So you chose to turn it up a notch so that you can meet your goal. So this goal could be a career move. This could be you completing school. I'm picking up someone has been able to finish school, further their education. Okay. So you have a wonderful career. Maybe while you were in the process of going to school, there could have been some different things you experienced, some hardships, but you endured them. You persevered. You made it through. Okay. And so now you're moving forward. You no longer have to struggle. Okay. You're not pillar to post, check to check, I'm hearing. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're working on a job, as far as your profession, you could be an executive chef, I'm getting, or maybe you went to culinary arts school, or you could be, if this isn't you going to school to get your degree or a certification, you could be someone who has a catering business, or maybe people hire you to cook different foods or when they have a party or something. Or either way, you are able to work a job that's part of your profession, something that you love and like to do. You're not stressed out. You are not where people were hoping for you to be. Okay. But not everyone was hoping the worst for you. There are some who were applauding, but there's also a group of people, possibly friends, who were rooting for you to fail and be sad or maybe ill, not in good health. Okay. But you turn out to be the triumphant one. Okay. You turn out to be the triumphant one. Okay. I know that's right. I don't see why not. Okay. Yeah. You're even wiser when it comes to your finances. You're in a position where you're able to assist others. You have an overflow of prosperity and abundance in your life. So you're assisting yourself, but you're also able to assist and help others. And you're also able to indulge in the things that you've always wanted to do. Take trips, go places, maybe take you and your family or friends out, those who are rooting for you, not those hating ones. Okay, you're able to do things you've always wanted to do. Okay. All right. You could also be someone who's married now, possibly you have a child or two. You have your own family. So not only are you financially abundant and you're happy in your career, but your love life is popping off also. And those who are watching you have the success, who are hoping the worst for you, they are the ones who is having the nightmare. They are the ones who are feeling the disturbance at this time. They're very frazzled. They're very puzzled on how you managed to pull this off. And really, the collective didn't pull off anything. They just chose to, if it was schooling, finish school. If it's work, show up and do your job. If you receive that promotion, it was earned. Okay, it was not given. Okay. And they chose also to stop dealing with a hating friend. Okay. And so now you're in your season where it's your turn to reap the gift and the reward. And that's what you're doing. You're able to indulge, in the life that you so desire. Okay. Traveling, shopping, living where you want, having options. Okay. Having the opportunity to have options. And if you have a family of your own, also your children being able to have options as well. Very beautiful, collective. Very beautiful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. You could be someone who wants to travel the world as well, or for some of you, not all of you, maybe someone is planning to travel the world. Maybe there's different exotic places. I'm hearing outside the US. I'm hearing outside. Okay, if I'm saying that right, someone is planning to take a trip around the world. You could be into hiking as well. You could also be a photographer. You could have a passion for photography. You like snapping rare pictures of nature and of people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So Spirit is saying, there's a lot for you to gain. You've put in the work. You've applied yourself in your life, and when you do what you're supposed to do, you're planting the seeds to reap at one point or another in your life, whether it's now or in the near future, or even generational wealth. Those things happen for those who put in the work. Okay. This person is standing here and able to pick this pear, looks like a pear, because evidently, there's been some caretaking taking place. You see, he has his gear on. He's been evidently watering these trees and planting these seeds so that the harvest will bloom and blossom, at the right time. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Get money on the way, money on the way. Somebody's going to get a lump sum of money, collective, an unexpected lump sum of money. You could possibly win some money. You could possibly win the lotto as well. Okay. Yeah. Win the lotto. That came through very clear. Okay. You could be someone, you may not be a gambler, but you could be someone, hey, I got $2. Let me play a lotto number, something like that. Yes, dreams do come true. Remain optimistic. Continue to believe in magic. Dreams do come true. Okay, that just came out of somewhere. Someone's going to win the lotto. Okay, it's going to be for a nice amount. They're just saying a nice amount, very nice amount. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could be also practicing, a lot of calmness, a lot of healing and calmness, therapy and different hobbies. This could be meditation. This could be sitting in silence, you know, taking time to yourself, collective. A lot of self preservation here. Hmm. You could be also collaborating with someone, okay? Seeing maybe someone wants to invest in an idea that you have. You could be working with someone to get this idea off the ground. Maybe you're creating an app. Someone's building an app, okay, of some sort. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hmm. Beautiful. Hmm. So these people, that was projecting negative energy, they're in conflict with each other, collective, at this time. Very much so. They're wondering, how did you persevere? Yeah, so much so that they're in conflict. You're busy, you're daydreaming because you're preparing to go on that trip. You're preparing to travel, okay? You could be someone that takes maybe 2 or 3 trips per year. Your life has afforded you to do that. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 You could also be getting a new vehicle, a new car. Mm-hmm. Yep. A car. This could be your dream vehicle, something that you've always wanted. This could also be a classic vehicle. You could be male or female, someone who's into classic cars. Maybe you're someone who loves car shows, like watching them, attending them. Maybe you have been working towards purchasing a particular vehicle so that you can put your vehicle into these classic car competitions I'm picking up. Okay, male or female. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. So blessings and favor and fulfillment is here for you. Blessings and favor and fulfillment is here for you, collective, in your life, period. Because they're saying once again, you've done the work to afford everything that I named: the home, the family, the vacation, traveling the world. You persevered even when you knew people were plot planning against you. Instead of you reacting, usually people, feel they have to check everybody or they respond to the goofy or the clown in the room. But instead, you took your energy and just focused on yourself. And so you were able to complete, college and get your degree or that certification or that truck driving school. You were able to enhance your cooking skills and now you have more clients. Whatever it is you do for a job, a skill, a hustle, a hobby, it is increasing for you and it's paying off. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And everything that was sent your way throughout your entire life, Spirit is saying, you managed to overcome it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, those who wished harm on you, they are now in that energy themselves. They're in this energy of being afraid and in fear. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they're watching you be triumphant repeatedly, repetitively. And this is part of their karma. They're going to watch it. Spirit is going to make it so they're privy to watch it. Maybe this will teach them a lesson of not to project onto people, especially unwarranted energy. That means that person is doing nothing to deserve the negative energy you're throwing to them. And that's why it bounced back, What you put out always returns. Okay. And so what they send to you, it's bouncing back to them. And then along with that, they have to watch you be triumphant, watch you create generational wealth. Okay. You're leaving things behind for some of you, for the grandchildren, probably not for all of you, but some of you. But you're living a good life. And someone has unexpected money. You could win the lotto. Yes, you could. Yeah. Yeah. It says jackpot. Yeah. Fortune. Yeah. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.